Troublesomes, it's Miracle and welcome back to Mind of Miracle. Okay, so we are doing what we do best, and that is minding other people's business, but today we are going to keep it low key because as it is right now, it is 1 o'clock in the morning. My family is sleeping and I do not want to disturb them with me being hyped. So I do apologize if the sound is a little bit off right now, but I needed to tell you guys that Nikocado Avocado has finally released his response to Stephanie Soo's video. So honeys, I have my black book waiting. If you guys are not familiar with the format, I give you all the facts and I will share all my opinions and commentary towards the end of this video. So sit back, get yourself a little comfort pillow, and I'm about to give you the hot cocoa. My bun fell down, it doesn't matter. You ain't here for me to look cute. So the first thing that Nick does is actually ends up referring or making inference to the fact that Stephanie said that he had been secretly taking photos throughout the household. Nick ends up providing receipts, which indicates that he was on the phone with his husband at the time FaceTiming. He provides a screenshot of he and his husband on the phone, as well as a clip and picture of Stephanie in her kitchen where she's looking at him. With that receipt, Nick then alleges that Stephanie gave him permission and she had an awareness that he was taking pictures of the household. He also seems quite flabbergasted at the fact that her defense to this whole situation was the fact that on her ceilings she doesn't have any spectacular light fixtures. To him, this sort of thing was something that he is not used to. So he wanted to make it apparent that she has a multi-million-dollar home. That is why he was taking pictures here and there and everywhere, because he was so impressed with the decor.
A whole house tour, and she was very excited to show it off to me, as I would be too. It's a very luxurious house, one of the most expensive houses I've ever seen. You'll also see on this security footage that we had a very long FaceTime with my husband, Orlin, while I was in her home. And during that FaceTime, she proceeded to show off her refrigerator, her microwave that slides out or something from the counter, the marble countertop. She pulled out her phone and said, oh, this is the type of marble I had. And then she went to the stove and showed us the stove. Oh, this is thermidor this, thermidor that. She showed us the water spigot that's used to put water into pots. She showed Orlin the sofa, the lights. She gave him his own version of a house tour. And she's claiming that I was taking photos for an odd reason that she has no idea what it was for. And that's what made her feel unsafe. But she was sitting right there as I took a photo, watching me. What she's saying here is so incriminating. She's making it look like I did something without her knowledge that therefore threatened her peace of mind or implied the overall safety of her home was in jeopardy.
Nick then goes on to address the fact that Stephanie knew exactly what she was doing in making reference to sexual trauma, issues with PTSD, and lastly with the Me Too movement. Nick goes on to say that she knew very well that she would not have a case to build upon. Her 47-long video of why she was afraid of him would not last long without any sort of substantial weight behind it, which is why she strategically chose these sort of sexual traumas to end up touching upon so that he would be painted in a negative light. Additionally, he goes on to explain how he and many of his friends have received some form of backlash since this incident. He also heavily touches upon the clip that she shows in the beginning of the video where she has an unidentified male holding her, where it could potentially look to other people that was actually Nick assaulting her. He also adds how he takes offense to how she has edited the video and how the video also includes several quoted texts about how she feels certain words end up defining his behavior. Nick then takes the time to explain the situation that actually happened between him and Stephanie in regards to their filming of Veronica Wang. He actually provides receipts where several months prior, she actually said that she wanted to create a docu-series on the Shane Dawson type level, and I will include those text messages so you guys will have that to reference.
And show in her text messages, there's my other phone, that she asked us, me and Zach, to take part in a multi-video documentary about Veronica Wang, Shane Dawson style. Let me read you what she said. This is at the end of August, a couple of months ago, 3 or 4 months ago, and this is what she said. Hi, so I have a wild idea. Veronica Wang is going to be in Los Angeles and wanted to meet me to talk. I haven't run the idea by her, but I'm pretty sure she'll be on board considering everything. I want to do a more serious docu-series type video, Shane Dawson type, with Veronica. highlighting not only everything that happened with Mukbang, and including what happened between Veronica and I, but also all the personal conflicts that were involved. It would be a good cliffhanger to whatever you have to say to her afterwards, yada yada. I'm texting Zach at the same time personally. I'll show you those texts in a minute. Zach says, I'm not involved in that drama, but I'll help out wherever you need me to. She wanted Zach to be in this video, and Zach doesn't even speak. And he wasn't even on YouTube yet. Okay, or maybe he was, but no one knew him. Sorry, Zach. And then Stephanie says, so essentially, I want to address everything that she did that hurt everybody involved, starting from Mukbang, and maybe finally get her to understand that she wasn't the victim here. And I would also like to showcase a side of you that shows you're not just here for the drama, but you're here for the underdogs, and the words she said against you hurt you, and not just angered you. I would also like people to see a glimpse of vulnerability from Nikocado, obviously to your comfort. I was just hoping to be an unbiased voice, and this is what I said to her. I said, it honestly seems like a little much. I don't live there, I'd have to fly there, and if anything, a Shane Dawson documentary, that's many different days of filming and shooting. I'm not really interested in spending weeks there for this. Yeah, a collab where we eat and chat, but that's different than a documentary. It would be hard for you, Stephanie, to be that unbiased voice, considering you were Veronica's friend, and it was your own videos that started Mukbang making videos, as well as the supposed advice you gave to Veronica to delete them. Like, at this point in time, no one even knows you stopped being friends, or that she treated you so poorly. So it will come across to the viewers as you trying to bring her back to being liked by everyone again, which could backfire. She never even apologized to you or anybody, so I don't think it's a good idea, just my thoughts. She's like, oh, okay, well, I'm still thinking about it, but I'll keep you guys up to date if anything comes to fruition, yada, yada, yada. I said, it's an interesting idea, but I think would only work with someone who wasn't involved. And we'd have to know up front that she's willing to apologize and admit she screwed up. Otherwise, it's a waste of everybody's time. And I say, quick question for Stephanie. I know you said you were unable to collaborate with me personally, but because you didn't want anything drama-related on your channel for professional purposes, so how do you think a video of this nature would do with both me and Veronica together, the literal dividing force to any existing drama that led us to not collaborate in the first place? So she's told me no twice before, and I said, and the reasons were because you're full of drama. Then Stephanie said, but I do feel that her reaching out to me is her, hopefully, trying to apologize for everything that went down. In terms of the video, if it is to even happen, I'm hoping it will be a chance for us and everyone else she wronged finally get our apologies and closures, but also have a more meaningful and productive conversation about everything that happened. I never really got 100% clear my name after what happened, so Stephanie was interested in talking about it for her own personal reasons, and you never got your apologies, and she never accepted what she did, so I was hoping we could walk away from it with disclosure, but I don't want you to feel like all of us will come out holding hands or anything, but maybe it's for all of us to air out what happened in a productive manner so that none of us have this looming over our heads any longer.
Zach Choi ended up having a private discussion with Nick, saying that Stephanie indeed wanted to talk or be included in the drama without actually being in the drama. Nick also takes the time to address the video where he feels that Stephanie misconstrued his words and did not give contextual support as to what he was saying in reference to the Me Too movement. In context, the video was actually saying, according to Nick, that he took his time when approaching the male that he had interest in because he was not sure of consensual sorts of agreements. That being said, he made light of the situation in saying that, oh my goodness, 8 hours have passed. Towards the end of the video, Nick also takes the time to address how outlandish he thinks the idea is that Stephanie felt any true trauma in reference to the in and out of sleep slogan. He in turn says that he will never take away her experience and he will never say that her feelings of trauma are not sincere. However, in reference to this particular situation, it rubs him the wrong way because if she was boohoo crying in one video and 2 days later she comes out with merchandise and also additionally lowering the price of all her additional merch, he is saying that to him it appears as if this was a well thought out plot in order to increase her viewership as well as bump up analytics on her channel and secondary monetization platforms. Nick goes into detail as to why he feels as if he needed to film this collaboration with Stephanie. He likens the whole situation to a business transaction. If Joe and Mo don't like each other, it doesn't matter as long as they're getting the job done. So he in turn feels that it was completely necessary, even in the situation where he did not hold a fondness to Stephanie, that he would continue to go on with the collaboration for the sake of his wallet. Nick also includes several voice clips where he shares a conversation with his friend about how inconvenienced he felt regarding the fact that Stephanie did not honor the schedule they had initially laid out. And he goes on to explain that he would never have thought that her being in and out of sleep was her handling PTSD to sexual trauma. Towards the end of the video, Nick goes in depth about his attachment disorder, along with the scientific facts and formations about why he is the way he is, and how he does not use that sort of situation as a crutch to explain his behaviors, but it also gives insight as to why he feels the way he feels about making friends with certain people. To finish the video off, Nick basically summarized what he's taken the time to say in that hour and 37-minute long video, and he took the time to explain how Stephanie was not actually sincere, how she even took to the tags to taunt him, and how while she is growing and prospering in the face of this tragedy, he in turn is wondering how he is going to make a living both on the creative spectrum and in a more formal, traditional, secular platform. Honey, opinion time. Okay, get your pillow, hold it tight, because we need to talk, okay? First off, let me tell you guys right off the bat, Stephanie and Nick, they both got some stuff about them, honey, because I don't know. There's a lot of manipulation going on in both of their videos. I feel like in both of their videos, they made it long and arduous and very drawn out, and I was confused as to what was going on and what the final points were being made because it didn't make any sense to me, but you know what, that's neither here nor there. I got the gist of what they were saying and watching both of their videos. Let's talk about Stephanie's possible manipulation. So we know that Stephanie is battling some sort of sexual trauma. That is something that she shared with her audience well into the beginning of her creating these mukbangs. The way that the video was edited, however, it leads a lot of people to end up believing that Nick did assault her, or what he did to her was far worse than what actually was her assault. So in some parts I can understand where he feels hurt and concerned about his well-being, because once you have that sort of stigma attached to you, it's hard to change a lot of people's minds. And I do believe that he was also right, because she did not take accountability in the fact that people are not going to be aware that that man in her clip was her fiance. Now 6.5 million people plus will have the idea that Nikocado Avocado is a potential predator. I think it would have been fair for Stephanie to then in turn actually phrase this that, hey, I had this sort of trauma applied to me because of somebody else, and Nick put me into a position where I actually felt those feelings of anxiety because I ended up reliving that moment. Let's also call a spade a spade. If Stephanie came on to YouTube crying about some text messages, nobody is going to be crying Hail Mary to her. She had to make a case for herself. She had to. While I feel that her feelings of hurt and concern and discomfort were genuine, I feel like the way that she ended up portraying, or the severity of how much that situation potentially affected her, I think that she added some more fluff in there to make everyone understand just what she was feeling. And I don't know, it just rubs me the wrong way a lot of ways, but I will say that the situation as a whole was really messed up. Now let's talk about Nick, honey. Everyone loves to use the word manipulator, but I don't think you're supposed to manipulate people in the process of calling somebody else a manipulator. So Nick at first called Stephanie a liar for bringing up the fact that Nick had allegedly had possible receipts against her where he records and or takes photos within her household. He calls those claims absolute lies. I will include the clip where he says it's a lie.
I have various pieces of a story that Stephanie decided to leave out of hers. So let's go. The first thing I'd like to address are the photos in her house. Now again, I don't know what's more important, this or the voice messages or the... I'm going to tackle this first, get it over with, because this is what I see repeating a lot. There's no excuse to be taking photos of someone's home without their permission. Why would you be taking photos? That's creepy, that's stalkerish. Are you dangerous? Are you going to break in and steal a lamp? Are you going to leave her out? Like, why would you take photos? And in Stephanie's video, she implied, well, she said that she had gone to the bathroom, she used the restroom, and when she came back, she had checked the security footage to see that I was taking photos of her house without her knowledge. And therefore, it made her question her safety, the overall peace of mind in her home, and that's a lie. That is 100% a lie.
So if it's a lie, how did you provide the receipts that you had of her household? Now let's talk about the picture that he took. In this picture, he says that Stephanie had an awareness that he was taking photos within her household because he was on FaceTime with his husband. FaceTime is completely different from photos. One is live motion. Additionally, this photo of Stephanie here, it doesn't even look like she's ready and posing. It's a completely unflattering photo, and she looks like she's looking at him as opposed to where the viewfinder is on the camera. Let's talk about the pictures that he also provided of her household. Stephanie never alleged that
Nick was walking around the house all over the place and taking pictures of everything. She said that he stayed within one key area of the household, and that being said, he provides those 2 clips. Notice, guys, the difference in quality of these pictures here. Additionally, also take notice that Stephanie is not in either of those secondary pictures that were provided. So that would in turn imply that Stephanie was not lying about the fact that Nick was taking pictures of her house while she was in the bathroom, because she's clearly not seen in those pictures. Now let's talk about those receipts, because everybody's like, oh, how quick everybody switches sides. Let's just hop against Stephanie. Let me tell you guys something. I'm not on either one of their sides because I don't know them personally. There's a lot of things that we're not getting from the story. Both of them conveniently left out big chunks of the story, which confuses me to no end. So it seems, I don't know, I'm just concerned about everything. But this big conversation, Nick's receipts didn't really tell me anything. Nick provided the receipts basically talking about how Stephanie wanted to be in his videos and how additionally Stephanie inserted herself, and then she ended up breaking up his schedule and messing up his bag. All you got from that was that Nick was talking bad about her behind her back, and his friends are throwing some shade too. And even though, like, I honestly, guys, if you're a content creator, Nick's talking from the perspective of a business representative, but that also kind of shows you how he ends up achieving his bag. Because I'm gonna tell you guys something, if I am not fond of somebody and I am a creative, there is no means by your own initiative, unless you're doing something related to sponsorship, why are you collabing with this person if you don't vibe with them? Don't fake the funk, because now that makes me question your whole interaction with anything that you do, and that's with anybody. It's just not just Nick. If you don't vibe with something, if you don't rock with something, why are you going to endorse that relationship? But the most interesting part of this all, which started the whole thing, where that conversation with Veronica Wang, Stephanie did paint the narrative as being somebody who just felt compelled to have to be forced to talk about Veronica, how she felt uncomfortable, how Nick was just a big old bully. Where does a conversation of 3 months ago end up applying to a conversation that we're having right now? On top of that, if I said I wanted a person in the video too, what you bringing that up for, and why are you talking about the situation when that person is not present? Because all I saw in that text message several times is that Stephanie said, I want Veronica Wang to be in that video. I want you to be in that video. I want us to address the situation with Mukbang. I want to have, Zach in that video. And I want it to be a whole documented series in which everybody can know what happened behind closed doors, and so that we're able to build back up the reputation of all of the people and all of the parties involved in that situation. You can see that there is a difference between creating a docu-series where you're able to have a sit-down conversation with a party involved and be able to rectify and rebrand their image, versus, hey, let's crap talk about this person, and I'm gonna tell you this one-sided narrative about the situation and turn it into a juicy topic sort of subject to create some more bad It seems like the business proposal that Stephanie ended up providing was also supposed to paint Nick out into a positive light too, to show that he wasn't just about the dirty drama, he was also about building people up and being a part of good things too. So I don't know, I think that whole portion there was misconstrued, and as a viewer, guys, what I would like from Stephanie is for her to make a formal video in which she tells her people to stop making these nasty sort of commentary to people, because I feel like even if you're a stan, guys, that doesn't mean be blind in what you're standing for, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know, just because death threats, wishing death on, I'm going to remain consistent. Wishing death on people is never okay. So final thoughts, guys. As far as I'm concerned, this seems just like a big money move for everybody out here. If you guys are not privy to how YouTube works, the thumbs down also gets you that same sort of engagement. So Nick's getting paid for this regardless. And in his whole video, he actually includes several ads. But it just seems like everybody's trying to make some big money moves out here. Why did Stephanie even decide to create this video out the blue? It seemed out the blue to me, because I'm like, where did this even come from? I don't understand how the mukbang community has drama. Y'all just eat. Eating is supposed to make you happy. Unless y'all ain't eating the right stuff, y'all need to eat better things. I don't know, guys, but that's all I have to say regarding this matter. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please like, comment, share, subscribe. Hit that bell notification to receive further updates any other time that I upload. I love you guys so much, and hopefully you guys can tell me how you feel about the situation. I don't know, I'm feeling weird vibes from both of them. It's not just one over the other. I'm not very fond of how either of them handled the situation. I think it grew too ugly way too fast. But at the end of the day, all it takes is for them to privately issue an apology to each other, or somebody's gonna sue. I don't know what's gonna happen, but it's not gonna be me right now, okay? Because I ain't got nothing to do with it. All right, so I'll see you guys next time. I love you. Bye.